district attorney is now sounding the alarm, saying Georgia's prison system is at such a crisis point that he thinks that state leaders should also consider bringing in the National Guard to help out.
With exclusive access and newly uncovered internal documents, investigative reporter Zach Merchant reveals the scope of the problem.
2017, moments before prison break.
Putnam County 911.
We have a GDC bus. The officer has been shot.
Ricky Dubose and an accomplice killed 2 Georgia Department of Corrections officers, escaped a prisoner transport bus in Putnam County, and went on the run, leading law enforcement on a multi-state manhunt.
Oh, man, they can smack on the high-speed train.
It was a non-stop 72-hour crime spree until they were arrested.
Putnam County Sheriff Howard Sills says officers finally caught the pair in Tennessee and brought them back into Georgia custody. Dubose was sent here, the Georgia Department of Corrections Special Management Unit in Jackson, about 45 miles south of Atlanta.
The SMU unit is by design to house the baddest of the bad.
But Okmulgee Judicial Circuit District Attorney Wright Barksdale says problems with Dubose continue.
So these are some of the items that we were able to confiscate off of Ricky Dubose while he was at SMU.
Drugs, knives, and phones. Dubose was able to get all of them. Images provided by Barksdale show DOC employees using a buzzsaw to cut into Dubose's cell door, revealing stashed contraband. Another video, a hidden phone delivery.
This is somebody who killed 2 law enforcement officers.
Absolutely.
Was housed at what's supposed to be the most secure detention facility in the state of Georgia, and he was still able to get all of that contraband.
Correct.
Internal records show 20 SMU corrections officers have been fired since 2021. It is not an isolated problem. Barksdale says a lack of competitive pay for guards has led to cratering staff levels and less qualified applicants across the entire state prison system.
Those guards are not running the prison.
According to him, corrections officers are sometimes tasked with guarding an entire unit of inmates by themselves. Like in this 2017 surveillance video captured inside Central Georgia's Hancock State Prison, seconds before a murder.
There was one female officer on a dorm with 96 inmates. She weighed probably 130 pounds. She had a radio, a set of keys, and a baton.
As 4 inmates attack another prisoner, she runs for safety.
She was 10 feet away. There was nothing she was going to be able to do about that.
She was all alone.
Yeah.
State records show that from 2012 to 2022, the number of Georgia correctional officers dropped by more than half, putting lives at risk.
And, when your loved ones go away, you think somewhat, what you see on TV or hear or whatever, that they would be safe, but they're not safe.
Michael Archer's 26-year-old son, Ryan, had just 6 months left on his sentence when he was killed in December at Coastal State Prison near Savannah.
He's ready to move forward. Just didn't get his chance.
Many never do. According to records obtained from the Department of Corrections, nearly 100 Georgia prison inmates were killed between 2021 and 2023.
What needs to be done to make this situation better?
I wouldn't be past something as extreme as the National Guard coming in.
But for Youtha Dorsey's son, Martell, even that wouldn't be enough. She says he'd been approved for early release and was waiting for paperwork that would never come. The DOC confirms he died here in November at South Georgia's Calhoun State Prison.
Our loved one made a mistake in life. They have to go away and do their time, but at the same time, they deserve to come home.
Now, the actual chances of the National Guard getting involved here are probably pretty slim. But DA Wright Barksdale is making the larger rhetorical point that, in his view, the situation inside Georgia's prisons has reached a crisis. That's why he's asking state leaders to raise pay standards for guards in the hopes of replenishing their ranks and making the situation inside our prisons safer for everyone. For the 11 Alive investigators, I'm Zach Merchant.
We should also point out, no one from the Department of Corrections would speak to us on camera, but they did send us a statement saying, in part, this is the DOC, saying that the challenging work environment makes recruiting and retaining guards difficult. And they also add that prison staffers have used 34 shakedowns looking for evidence so far this year to try to remove contraband from its facilities.